Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are going back to our X-Men series as we take a look at the third X-Men, X-Men: The Last Stand, starring Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, and Patrick Stewart. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering X-Men: The Last Stand. This movie was released on May 24th, 2006, and it was directed by Brett Ratner. It was written by Steven Kinberg and Zach Penn. The production companies were 20th Century Fox, Marvel Entertainment, The Donner's Company, Dune Entertainment, and the Indigenous Film Company. And it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. The budget for this movie was $210 million, and it did a box office return of $460.4 million. So let's take a look at the production. So Bryan Singer, who had directed the first two X-Men films, would leave the third X-Men film in 2004 to direct Superman Returns. When Singer left, only half a treatment for the third X-Men film had been completed, and his version focused more on Jean Grey's resurrection while introducing Emma Frost to be played by Sigourney Weaver. New contracts also had to be made for all the returning cast members, as originally they had only signed for two X-Men films. Hugh Jackman's contract included director approval as well, so he suggested that Darren Aronofsky take over the director's chair. Other directors that were approached included Joss Whedon, Rob Bowman, Zack Snyder, Peter Berg, and Guillermo del Toro. Matthew Vaughn was then assigned to direct and started pre-production, but after clashes with Fox executives, he decided to leave the project. On June 5th, 2005, Brett Ratner was confirmed as Vaughn's replacement. So in terms of the writing of the script, Steve Kinberg, who had written the previous scripts to the Fantastic Four and Elektra, was partnered with X2 co-writer Zach Penn. The original idea was to explore the Dark Phoenix storyline from the comics, but the writers had to fight Fox executives to keep it. The executives only wanted the story to be about Magneto and Professor X. Cyclops has a very little role in this movie because the actor, James Marsden, was already being cast in Superman Returns, which was shooting at the same time. An additional change for the writers that was Fox was developing X-Men Origins Wolverine at the same time, so they were limited to which mutants they could use, as certain mutants were being booked for the X-Men Origins Wolverine story. In terms of the filming began in August of 2005 and was completed by January of 2006. It wasn't filmed in Vancouver, and it was the most expensive film ever to be shot in the city at that time. To complete special effects shots, over 900 effect shots were completed, and 11 different effects companies were used, spanning 4 different countries, and these included the United States, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. John Powell was asked to do the score after completing The Bourne Identity, and a soundtrack was released on May 23rd, 2006. So let's take a look at the cast. So we have Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine, Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Ian McKellen as Magneto, Halle Berry as Storm, Famke Janssen as Phoenix, aka Jean Grey, Anna Paquin as Rogue, and then new cast members joining us are Kelsey Grammer as Beast and Vinnie Jones as the Juggernaut. So in terms of the plot, when a cure is created, which is apparently can turn any mutant into a normal human being, there is an outrage amongst the mutant community. While some mutants do like the idea of a cure, including Rogue, many mutants found that there shouldn't be a cure. Magneto, who still believes a war is coming, recruits a large team of mutants to take down Warren Worthington II and his cure. Might seem easy for the X-Men to stop, but Magneto has a big advantage, which Wolverine doesn't have. Jean Grey has returned and joined with Magneto. The Dark Phoenix has woken within her, and which has the ability to destroy anything in her way, even if anything is an X-Men. So in terms of the marketing, the first trailer for the movie was released in front of King Kong in December of 2005, which at the same time was released in USA Today as well. Diamond Select Toys would release action figures based on the actors' likenesses, and additional tie-ins were made with Harley-Davidson and 7-Eleven. Fox would air a 7-minute preview on their channel 2 weeks before the movie was released. A novel tie-in was released by Del Rey Books, and it was written by Chris Claremont. As well as Newmark Press would publish The Art of X-Men The Last Stand from concept to feature film as well. So would I recommend this movie? I really like this movie. I think it wraps up a lot of the storylines from the first 2 X-Men films. This movie feels like a great conclusion, like that epic arc that we've all been waiting for, with a great build. I think there's a lot of great performances, especially from Jackmen. Famke Janssen does a really good, as well as Ian McKellen. I think the climax is a great way. You see all the mutants and their different powers kind of fighting, and that epic battle that we've all been waiting for. But as well as it does leave it open for another X-Men film. So it's not like it's it feels like a concluding chapter, but at the same time, it leaves it open for future storytelling. So I definitely recommend this movie. I think it's one of the better of the X-Men films. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to please comment below on what they think of the movie X-Men The Last Stand. And as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to be taking at an early 90s Disney comedy as we take a look at Blank Check. And for our bonus story that week, we will take a look at the history of Partners, Disney's Federal Credit Union. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.